Boost your financial know-how. Experts will share valuable insights and answer your questions on crucial financial topics. Visit the link on your screen to register today.
We're happy to welcome the brand new Jackson County Prosecuting Attorney, Kelsey Guernsey. Hi, Kelsey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited to start the work and continue the work that I've been doing in the office. So
first ever female prosecutor in Jackson County.
Yeah, I am. I'm so honored with that. It's Jerry hired the first female chief assistant in Katie Rozmersky, and she's been a mentor of mine for the last 10 years that I've been in the county, and so I'm very grateful for all of that leadership she's brought. And they're stepping stones to allow me to get to be where I am, and I'm just honored and grateful.
Just a few days into the job, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going really well. I am just so excited to lead this office. This group of men and women that Jerry brought along, and brought forward and brought together, and I'm just excited to get to lead them. We've got great people in our office.
Yeah, nice turnout. You're swearing in. It was also the swearing in for one of the new judges.
Yeah, Judge Kelly as well. It was a swearing in day in the office, and that was Judge McBain and Wilson and I chit-chatting before her swearing in, but we had a really great turnout. There's my office, and I was so grateful they were all able to be there. It was on the 2nd of January. That's a lot of vacation time, but I was grateful. My son was up there with me. He did a lot of knocking on doors with me this summer, so I wanted to make sure he got to be up there with me, and it was so great. All the judges, the circuit court judges that were in the building were all able to be a part of it. Judge Jordan even zoomed in from Florida where she was. And I couldn't have done any of this without Jerry's support, as he helped me transition and learn how to do the job. And it was just so great to have him by my side all throughout the campaign and the transition, and then even, on that day. So it was good.
Nice. Well, I know one of the things you were hopeful to be involved with is underway, and that is the students, high school students in Jackson being involved with presenting drug summits.
Yeah, so it was really great. Jerry Jarzinka and Sheriff Gary Schutte kind of started this as a brainchild a while ago of wanting to bring a drug summit to our teens, and they quickly realized that we had to have the teens buying in to the process, and so I got to be a part of the planning. Once Jerry knew that he was going to retire, he asked me to be a part of the planning. And those teens are just incredible. The future of Jackson County, the future of Michigan, the future as a whole, these teens are insightful, they're smart, they think of things that I would never have thought of. And this event we did last week, we did it the day after they all came back from their Christmas break, and they were so invested. We had great speakers, great presenters, and it was just a really cool event to be a part of.
Nice, and that's part of what your platform was when you were running, drug use, kids in particular, a couple areas, protecting kids from crime, violence, drugs, and I think you even want to empower kids, besides teenagers in high school, you want to get into the elementary schools too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all of these things are things that I've learned throughout my tenure of being an assistant prosecuting attorney. That we know that if we can empower young kids to speak up about things that make them feel uncomfortable, that then we can actually stop sexual assaults and abuse from occurring. That grooming process is a process, and it takes a little bit of time. So if all of these kids will talk about, ooh, I felt uncomfortable, but I didn't say anything until later on. If we can get them to speak up when they feel uncomfortable, and telling the right adults. Sometimes if you just tell mom or dad, that message might not be received very well, right? But if we tell the teachers, if we tell the ministers and the priests, if we tell coaches and choir directors and things, the adults in our worlds that are mandated reporters, as the legal sense of it, but they're going to make sure the right people actually hear the information and then something can be done.
Yeah, I think we've seen that change where those in any type of responsible position understand the requirement that
Absolutely.
these kinds of things get reported instantly.
Absolutely. And we've seen such an uptick. We actually see a decline in the summer of sexual assaults that are reported because those kids are no longer in the schools, right? Those teachers, those counselors, those principals, they no longer have eyes on the kids to be a reporting source for us. So we always see our numbers. The assaults didn't stop. It's just those numbers of disclosures drop off because the kids no longer have a safe person to talk to.
So what crime areas, let's talk about the old-fashioned type crimes,
Sure.
Drugs, guns, violence, those kinds of crimes, which always, for any candidate running for office, is one of the priorities of
Absolutely.
solving.
Absolutely. And it's been really great under Jerry's tenure in 2018. He helped start with Chief Hitt and then Sheriff, but quickly Sheriff Schutte, those Violent Crimes Task Force, if you will. And they were really geared towards gun violence and shooting offenses and some proactive law enforcement. Now that has expanded to the city getting the Project Safe Neighborhood grant and the Gang Violence Initiative. And so we've really been able to move forward, and we can tell you numbers-wise that shots fired are down, that what we call bullets to body, so where somebody's actually hit, those numbers are down. And it's the law enforcement, right? It's the boots on the ground. Their proactive approach to law enforcement is really starting to make a difference in those, but we got a ways to go too. And in particular, what we know of a group of people that are not targeted as well with the Project Safe Neighborhoods and the gang violence initiatives are our juveniles. And so that was one of the reasons why during the campaign I really talked about a juvenile gang diversion program and really trying to bring people to the table to talk about what that looks like. But again, with the Teen Drug Summit, we had to bring the teens to the table to figure out what was going to work for them. I feel like we're going to need to do that again, that if we're going to be effective in trying to help teens not pick up the guns, not pick up the drugs, choose a different path and a different lifestyle, we're going to have to bring some teens to the table to help us brainstorm that.
What gang influences do we have here in Jackson?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of we call street gangs here in the city, and the ATF and the FBI actually have some assigned agents here to really help us curb some of that violence. They came in a couple years ago again, kind of 2019 I think is when they started their work attacking and being proactive into our gang work, and they've been really successful. We've had a lot of really good federal prosecutions. We've had some really good state prosecutions in regards to those offenses, and we're just we're continuing. We're always working at it because, of course, when somebody goes to prison, somebody else fills their shoes, and so we're trying to stop that pipeline of filling the shoes.
So are these gangs like on TV? Do they have colors? Do they have tattoos? Do they have signals and names?
They do have some of that. We find a lot of them have tattoos of different call signs, if you will, that kind of got rallying cries, usually having to do with somebody in their ranks who have passed away due to other gang violence. We've seen in the past necklaces and bracelets that have things written on them. Colors, not so much. I can't think of any specific color, but we definitely, we see groups and patterns in social media. This group of young people are all on the social media, and so we're able to see a lot that way too.
All right. Well, good luck in your new position.
Thank you.
Have you cleaned house, or are you adding people, or what's going on with the staff?
So staff-wise, there's not any big sweeping changes, that's for sure. Jerry and Katie built such a great staff, there are no sweeping changes there. We had to hire for my trial attorney position, so we've just been lucky and grateful enough to fill that spot. I recently announced that Nathan Hull, a longtime APA, has been promoted to chief assistant, so I'll now have to backfill his trial APA spot. So we're not quite up to full staff, but we've got great support staff and great victim rights unit, so we're really excited to keep moving forward.
Well, awesome. Well, I hope you don't have a lot to do.
I keep fairly busy, I do.
The new prosecuting attorney for Jackson County, Kelsey Guernsey. Well, next we've got some birthdays to celebrate, and then we'll